What do you call an ear of corn in space? An unidentified flying object. Welcome to the stream. Happy Tuesday, my friends. Thank you for being thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well. Dead Zergling is first in chat tonight, and Mile High Roll, close behind, was here second, but is no longer with us. Defiant Salem, welcome in. Pleasure to have you here as always. And Lucent Jelly, thank you for the resub, Jelly. Thank you for the 25 months. That's almost a year. Oh. So, sorry I missed you last night, my friends. Schedule is going to be a little bit unreliable this week. We're going to make up for last night's absence somewhat tonight by playing some Commodore 64 games. Unfortunately, we're going to lose a night of Tears of the Kingdom this week. We will play Tears again on Thursday, but it's been a while since we picked up the C64, so I didn't want to miss out on it completely. So we're going to play some of that tonight. Mostly, I think the plan is going to be to sort of revisit games that we've played a little bit that I either haven't been able to beat or I haven't been able to complete a loop. Um, Frequently, these C64 games are like they're like arcade games where they tend to loop infinitely. Um, so I call the completion of one loop a victory many times, but there are quite a few where I haven't been able to pull that off. So we might go back to some things like that. We'll see. I'm going to sort of play it by ear and just grab whatever looks appealing to me in the moment. So we'll see what kind of things we do tonight. But tomorrow night we should almost a year. That's correct math. That's how the calendar works, right? Um, Tomorrow night the plan is to stream, to be here tomorrow night and to do Turtles on the NES and Alundra on the PlayStation 1. I'm gonna give you that early heads up. I may end up having to cancel again tomorrow night. I'm not sure what it's actually going to look like for me. Jelly and I have some we have some doctor's appointments this week that are throwing our schedule off, so I may be unable to make it tomorrow night, but I'll have to let you know in the Discord. It shouldn't affect Thursday or Friday streams either way. But let's press some buttons here and see if we can get something started. Actually, I think Jelly is approaching with my coffee now, so excuse me just a moment. All right, thank you for the coffee, Jelly. As usual, the C64 is always just full of perils. We're gonna have technical difficulties getting games started. Hey Congo, welcome in. Pleasure to have you here as well. Glad you're here for C64 night. Didn't realize the stream had started. Had one of your old streams going. Thought it would switch me over when you went live. That's kind of odd that it didn't. Did I might have forgotten to announce that we'd actually started in the Discord. All right, it looks like I got it. Just not good about checking. No worries, no worries. I certainly have forgotten before, so it wouldn't be completely unlike me. You haven't missed anything except some technical difficulties. C64 always begins with tremendous technical difficulties. Hey. I always get this working before the stream starts, and then by the time I actually try to start playing stuff, it always fails. Alright, so what I actually want to try and start with is this game right here. This is a ridiculously good port, Conga says. We've actually tried it a little bit on the stream before, but that was before I had a gamepad. And I don't think we've ever played it with the gamepad, so I thought that would be a good way to a good excuse to revisit it. So that's what we're going to try and start with tonight, is Super Mario Brothers on the Commodore 64. I might break my capture again right here, so apologies in advance if that happens. But the brightness is way too high right now, I think. I'm going to take that down some. Hey Dynamite, welcome in. Welcome to miscellaneous Commodore 64 games. It has no business being as good as it is. I don't remember how far we made it when we played it before. It's very difficult to play with the actual joystick. So, fingers crossed that this is going to go much better. That's weird that the up key doesn't work. Huh. I don't remember if there's any way to run. The fire button is run, of course, of course. Ooh, that slow down. Alright. Yeah, this plays extremely well. Having the gamepad especially. It looks great. That's a really big deal too, because Commodore 64 games, Commodore 64 has a lot of trouble with side scrollers. Amazing that they got NES sounds out of the SID chip. Slowdown's the only real problem. Yeah, so far, I mean, it looks the part. You know, it looks a little different, but it looks good. Yeah, I mean, so far, the sound is almost one for one. Still think it's crazy. I've never seen an N64 in person. I hear it's one of the most prolific systems ever. Nintendo 64, or do you mean Nintendo 64 or Commodore 64, Dynamite? We're playing the Commodore 64 tonight. Is that what you meant, or did it just make you think of the N64? The C64. The C64 was real big in Europe. I don't think it was nearly as... I mean, I know it wasn't nearly as big in the States. So, it's not too shocking to not have come across one, for those of us in the US. My dad just happened to have one for whatever reason when I was a kid, so all my first video games. All right, there's some roughness there in the there's some static there in the sound. Oh, I want to see. There's something I want to see with the physics. I need to jump off of an enemy. No. Okay. I was wondering if they would have added the in the original Super Mario Brothers, when you jump on an enemy, you don't get a high bounce off of them like you do in other Mario games and re-releases of Super Mario Brothers. Look at the castle. What? That's a little weird. I don't think the lava moves like that in the NES game, right? They added an extra special effect, moving lava. Pretty sure the lava is static in the original game. Fireball doesn't look quite right either. Who made this? Surely it wasn't for retail sale. It couldn't have been. I think this was made in... I think the thing at the start said 2012 to 2019. I don't really know the details behind its origins, Dynamite. As far as I'm concerned, and especially if Nintendo asks, I was under the impression this was an official, legitimate port. Hey, Game and Fit, welcome in. If there's something that I don't know about the origins and history of this version of the game, then my apologies. I was misled. Oh my goodness, that slowed down. Alright, let's see what Coin World... Let's see what Coin World looks like. Maybe we won't. I don't think I can get the vine. But there's a Sonic attempt too. There is a Sonic. Someone ported Sonic the Hedgehog from the Game Gear to the C64. We played that on the stream one night as well, and I'd like to revisit it. I don't have that one at the ready for tonight. It's actually really good. I mean, this is really good too. That's not to say this isn't a really great conversion of this game. But I think that the Sonic game runs even better. Have you ever tried Jelly Mario? That's worth trying once. I don't know that I've ever heard of that conga. Is that a C64 thing as well, like another sort of port? The audio sounds a little bit crunchier on this level. I think it runs in a browser. Great news! Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life coming to Switch June 27th. Oh my goodness. That's because Sonic has the blast processing. Commodore 64 now with blast processing. All right, let's go. I like these levels. Those fire bars. Those fire bars must put a real strain on the Commodore. It's like I can feel the like mechanisms inside the C64 grinding against one another. Oh look, the fireball doesn't go all the way to the edge of the screen. It dies out. Oh, well, now it does. That's so weird. Huh. I don't know what's happening. Never mind. Hey, Sir Rackablam, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. Do I have a mod available to shout out Sir Rackablam for us? Welcome in and welcome to your friends. I think I saw you were playing Heart of Darkness. I've been asked about that game, but I don't really know anything about it, but it's been sort of recommended to me. I hope you had a good time with it. We're playing some Commodore 64 games. We're starting off with the Commodore 64 port of Super Mario Brothers. Plan tonight is kind of take another look at some games that we've done before on the stream. Some C64 games that we've sort of started, but either not completed or at least not completed a successful loop of. And maybe, getting some redemption. And I kind of arbitrarily decided to start with this one. We played it before, but we didn't go all the way through the game, so I don't remember how far we went. Thank you, Conga, for shouting out Sir Rackablam. Cinematic story-driven platformer and simple puzzles. I like it because it's just silly, Sir Rackablam says. Story-driven scares me a little bit. Platformer and simple puzzles I like. My game is brutal, Game & Fit says. Oh no! Better than someone else's chat network. I mean, you could set it. You know, I could set it so that anybody could do a shout out. This is what an NES would be like if it were a wind-up toy. Oh, yeah, though yeah, one of the things about this that's so impressive is the smooth scrolling, because the Commodore 64 seems to really struggle with games that and I don't know about the original hardware, but the C64 Mini in particular really struggles with any game where the environment scrolls like this. Like, most of the like platformers and stuff for the C64 that I'm more familiar with are single screen affairs where they're kind of like Mega Man, where you move from one end of the screen to the other and then the environment advances. All you have to do is go from point A to point B. You just have to watch the story. There's some games that do it efficiently, but they were done by skilled programmers, Conga says. Yeah, I haven't, I don't think I've come across a game yet that was originally on the C64 that has good scrolling. We tried something, I think it's called Trolley Wally, and like that game barely even, it doesn't run properly. It barely even functions in any way. I think the game Infernal Runner, I think that one scrolls, but it's a very, like, that's a very graphically simple game. The very plain, like, construction set environments, very simple characters. Forbidden Forest comes to mind, Conga says. I'm not getting any of those hidden one-ups. In theory, Zelda 1 should be able to run quite well on the C64. I'm really surprised no one's made that conversion. I guess some of the rooms that have a lot of enemies might, might have a whole bunch of lag. But yeah, I think you're right. I'm surprised no one's done that. The lag is kind of crazy in this level. The lag is super intense. People tried to emulate this game back on PC back in the day, and it wasn't until Doom 93 came out. John Carmack cracked Nintendo's code and got a super fast frame rate. I've heard a little bit about that before. Oh, that jump is hard. I've been playing through all the levels, Rack of Lamb. I don't often take the warps when I play this game. I kind of like seeing all the levels. It feels real rough with the slowdown. For a moment, I thought the elevator had just stopped. Yeah, I didn't know if I understood the question properly. But yeah, it's definitely lagging. Well, yeah. Conga's got it. Hey, James, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Before it made Doom, they devved a port of Mario 3 and DOS, but Nintendo didn't greenlight it, so it never saw the light of day. A museum in Rochester, New York, has the demo build that was presented, though. This it makes me feel so much tension inside. That finally leaked, Conga says. I played it. It's not too bad. Feels like a standard Apogee game, like Commander Keen. Hang on, is this level... It does! Wow. You do have to take the correct paths. I thought maybe it wouldn't have that feature. My fireballs aren't reaching all the way to Bowser for whatever reason. I think it has something to do with the way the pieces of the level are stitched together. That'd be my guess. Nintendo continues to limit what platforms its games reach to this day, thus losing my business to this day. I don't foresee that changing pretty much ever.
The last Bowser's death shell was smooth black, and the last castle was spiky. And this one, I think it's you know, when you kill the Bowsers, the Bowsers in the 7 castles leading up to World 8 are not Bowser. They're regular enemies in disguise as Bowser. And so I think they're supposed to turn into a different enemy every time. So you have yeah, the Buzzy Beetle, then the Spiny, but there's also, like, you know, one of them's definitely a Goomba. I don't know what all enemies they are though. But I think all 7 of them are supposed to be different. Enemies pretending to be Bowser change with each castle, Zergling says, yeah. Ooh, a star. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Coin box is very difficult to deal with. You know, I can't decide if this port is better or worse than the Game Boy Color version. Nintendo keeps it all self-contained. They make their own games and their own consoles. Unlike Sony, that makes consoles, but their exclusives come from other companies hired by them. Okay. The NES Online version of this game cheats. The Hammer Bros and the Koopas near the very end in 8-3, I think. Koopa Show goes right through the first Hammer Bro almost every time. It does that on the original hardware too. I've had I've experienced a lot of nonsense. I've experienced a lot of nonsense with those late game Hammer Brothers as well. No. I don't know if we've had a death happen yet. We are very close to it right there.
I mean, we're very close to it here, too. This Lakitu is going to be very hard to deal with. Hey, Baron Metz, welcome in. Hope you're doing well tonight. Welcome to Super Mario Brothers 64. And the game is like the chat, it's in slow mode. That's good. Doing pretty good. Had a good afternoon nap after work. How's everyone feeling? I'm doing all right. I'm a little bit tired, a little bit worn down. But nothing to complain about, really. This level is my worst level. 6-3. I believe this to be the toughest level in the game. My heart can't take this. The stress from the changes in speed, the stress from the changes in speed are killing me. Oh my goodness.
blooper. Two worlds left. No. Nothing? No power-ups anywhere? Ooh. Rip. We're right near a mushroom too. If I had messed up that bounce. Up until that was pro right there. Up until that death. Wouldn't be any fun if I were too good at the game, right? There'd be no stakes. The bloopers look a little bit off. Their model's not perfect. They seem too square or something. Hey Fuzzy Boots, welcome in. This is a Commodore 64 port. Everything we're playing tonight is on the Commodore 64. Nintendo is so stingy with ports. Well, this may be a fan project.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh no. I don't remember the mandatory path. We're good. No! Ah! Thank goodness for the slowdown. Can I see your controller? Yeah, I use... So for the Commodore 64 Mini, I use... That's what we're playing on, is the C64 Mini. I use the Pokken Tournament controller for Wii U. It's basically a super... Basically just like the Super NES controller in layout. But with some extra menu buttons and legs. Well, that's the Commodore 64 didn't have like gamepad controllers. It had joysticks like the Atari. That's not what this is. That's not what this is. We don't play on an actual Commodore 64. I don't have the old computer. We use the C64 Mini instead. And that can accept some modern gamepads. Oh, right on. Okay, I was just worried I wasn't being clear. Since we usually do use old hardware on the stream, I want to be, since we usually do use the authentic old hardware on the stream, I like to be kind of careful about not giving the wrong idea on the rare cases when we don't. I don't think you've ever seen an actual Commodore before. It's like an old CRT monitor computer, yeah. Yep, it's a old 80s computer with the like computer part of it, like, you know, like it wouldn't have a tower like a PC does. The computer is built into the keyboard, and it used a big square CRT for the monitor. I really like the Commodore 64 monitor. Even after we stopped using the computer, when I was a kid, we used the monitor was my television in my bedroom. I plugged a VCR into it, and I plugged all my consoles into it. And I still have that monitor, even to this very day. I don't really use it much currently, but so far as I'm aware, it still works. It worked the last time I tried it out, which was like a year, 2 years ago. No! Game's getting too hard for me. But it costs a fortune today. It probably costs you a couple $100. My real concern with retro computers is the maintenance. Kind of like an Apple II or Amiga, if you've seen those, I think Baron says. Yeah, I can't really say. The Commodore 64 is the only retro computer I have any experience of. All of the others, I don't know anything about them. I have heard their names before, but I can't tell you a single fact about, like, the Apple II or Amiga. It's a reliable piece of equipment. I think most of my CRTs died within 10 or 15 years. It still it still seems to be working. I mean, like I said, I haven't checked it in about a year or two, but it worked the last time I tried it out. And I guess it's going on, what, it'd be like maybe 40 years old. Nice. Right through him. Look at that. Right through him. We were talking about these, we were talking about the cheating Hammer Brothers. They preserved that even for this version. Which is your favorite Mario game? My favorite 2D Mario game is probably Mario 3. It's really hard to beat Mario 3. No. My favorite 3D Mario game. Probably Mario 64. Maybe Mario Odyssey. It's hard to say which of those two is better. Now that you mention it, Frownie, I do remember kids having that monitor in their rooms, just sitting there unused. I never saw the system or anything, but yeah. Mine definitely got used.
it's a good. I think it makes for a good monitor. One of the things I always liked about the Commodore monitor is that like all of the picture adjustment options are all handled by little dials on the front of the monitor. There's a panel on the front that opens up, and there's all these little knobs under it, and they adjust like your contrast and saturation and brightness and vertical hold and all that. And I always like messing with those. I always like messing with those when I was playing games. I would get the colors dialed in just how I wanted it to look. Whoa. What an ending. Hey, it has the second quest even. Move joystick up to select a world. Really? I don't know if that's true. Kind of looked like an old TV, right? Yeah, it would be pretty much indistinguishable from a TV. Hey Lala, welcome in. Thank you for the GGs, Baron Metz. Odyssey got me back into the collectathon / 3D platformer genre. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with Odyssey. I did two, I've done two sort of casual any percent playthroughs of it. Second quest. Second quest. Let's go. I want the one up. I don't think I can still... Oh, I can. Nice. I know you're a hot sauce fan. Maybe not a Taco Bell sauce, but as they say, YOLO taco sauce. What? Taco Bell has bottled its sauce. It's been a thing a while, but I saw it for the first time today. And their taco seasoning as well. Yeah, they've been doing that for a while. I usually have a bottle of their Diablo sauce on hand. I don't use it for much, but I've usually got one. Whenever Jelly and I have a night where we make like tacos from one of those like box kits, then I'll use, that's when I'll break out the Taco Bell sauce for one of those. I only got it for the novelty. I'd kind of thought that they were, ceasing to do that because it had been real hard to come across for a while. It seemed like my grocery store stopped carrying them.
Mario 1 is probably the Mario game that I know the best. Maybe the one I've played the most, even though it isn't my answer for what my favorite Mario game is. It's probably the one that I, like, have the most committed to memory of all of them. Not that I could, like, recreate it pixel for pixel or anything, but I put a lot of time into it, and I put a whole lot of time into it with Mario 35 when that was a thing. I played tons of Mario 35. Mario 35 was a game Nintendo had on the Switch for like a year. It was a Mario Brothers Battle Royale game. I think there might still be unofficial ways to play it, but it's a game that's been dead for quite a while. It wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like the greatest thing in the world or anything like that, but I really liked it. But you would, there 35 people would play through Mario Brothers 1 simultaneously with the levels shuffled, and whenever you took out an enemy, it would send it to the other players, populate their game with trash based on the enemies that you took out, and vice versa, until only one person was left. It was pretty cool. Still on the search for a good store-bought taco sauce, Dynamite says. They all kind of taste the same, bland vinegar way to me. I'm afraid I don't have any, I can't say that I have any meaningful recommendations. Whenever I make something from scratch, I don't use, like, a sauce like that on it. And when I make tacos from a box kit,
I'm not really going for like a super high quality experience. Mr. Chance at fried squid. Oh yeah, getting my firepower taken away. Hopefully we'll have another opportunity. One of those 99 games is supposed to be going away soon. One of the, like, I don't remember if it was Tetris or Pac-Man 99. One of those is gonna be gone. I think in September. I think Tetris. But I might be wrong. Oh, but that's what Mario 35 was. It was basically Tetris 99 or Pac-Man 99, but with Mario Brothers 1. So if you're familiar with either of those two. Kind of rough that in this version you go straight from Fire Flower to Small Mario when you get hit. Yeah. Yeah, that extra hit could really come in handy sometimes, but they didn't give it to us. Careful. Whoa. Huh. It was a rusty phase. I'm hitting my marks again, Dynamite says. Oh, right on. That's what I like to hear. I'm glad you stuck with it. The slowdown is one frame per second. Yeah, it's like it's like Castlevania the Adventure on Game Boy. Maximum lag.
My brain went to some version of Gradius and other shmups for the lag. I've never been able to pull off that one-up trick. You bounce on the shell on the stairs and get one-ups. My mind actually, initially, when I think of slowdown in games, my mind actually initially goes to Super Ghouls and Ghosts. But I don't want to sound like I'm disparaging my favorite game. There's not a tremendous amount of difference between the two quests in SMB1. I mean, it definitely is a little harder on some stages. Uh-oh, this is bad. But it's not wildly different, it's just moderately harder on some stages. And usually when games have a second quest, I tend not to really bother with them that often, but for some reason with SMB1, even though it's not very different, I always kind of like doing both loops. Hey, Budafingers, welcome in. Surely this isn't C64. It is. It is C64. Some madman ported Mario Brothers to the C64. And it's, aside from tremendous amounts of slowdown, it's super competent. There's a couple, there's a couple very minor visual differences. There's some places where the audio gets a little crunchy, but, really the slowdown's the one major difference. What a wonderfully licensed and thoroughly legit Nintendo experience on a non-Nintendo console. Well, that's what I said. So far as I'm aware, this is an officially sanctioned and licensed port of this game. And I have no information to the contrary. Yeah, the madman that I referenced earlier was a Nintendo employee.
Undoubtedly. Seems like you can get more coins out of a coin block in this game. But I don't know that that's an intentional change. Or a side effect of the game running at a, running at a different speed. There's something uncanny going on. It looks counterfeit because everything is almost right. I'm gonna try and stick around. Any idea for the next game? I'm thinking about taking another run at Ghostbusters. And maybe taking another shot at Pitfall. Those sound fun, right on. Yeah, Pitfall, I just played. Ghostbusters is a childhood favorite of mine. We've done it on the stream quite a few times, but I remain unable to clear it. So I figured we'd give it another try. It's probably one of those that it's gonna take me forever to actually beat. So I'm not really hopeful for beating it tonight, but might as well take another shot at it. Pitfall I just played for the very first time recently. And I'd like to just accomplish a full 20-minute cycle of that one. Excuse me. I also need to go back to both Street Beat and Beachhead at some point. Because I didn't complete a loop of either of those, and they both seem doable. I'd like to go back to Space Taxi as well, but Space Taxi is so hard. And some night we're gonna have to try and beat Dino Eggs too, but who knows if that will ever happen. Thank you for the stretch break, Baron. We can do that. Let me clear this stage first. We'll do it we'll stretch at the castle. You know what? Let's not leave it paused. Let me just let it run and try to finish my stretch before the counter runs down.
Oh no, it's counting down so fast. I gotta stretch fast. The wheel. Alright, thank you, Buddha Fingers. We are gonna have to hang out in silence after all now, because there's no way that I'm gonna do the wheel while the game is running. Jelly bean. Jalapeno. One jalapeno jelly bean. Let's go. Jalapeno jelly bean sounds potentially delightful. It's a little intense. But it's not agonizing. I do feel a little warm. I don't think it's just the bean. Your facial expression doesn't reflect delight. Ah. It's not bad. It's not bad. The jalapeno bean, I think is, well, I guess it's supposed to be the middle of the pack. We're already ready to get back into it. I need to get some new stuff for the wheel. I've had a few things bookmarked for a while now, and I just can't get around to actually completing the purchases. There are a lot of secret 1-ups in SMB1 that I don't know exactly how it works, but there's some secret mechanic where, depending on like your time and or your score at the end of stage 3 of the previous world, stage 1 in the next world will have can sometimes have a secret 1-up hidden. And I don't know what the conditions are for making those 1-ups appear, but I'm always out of habit. I'm almost always going looking for them, because one of the changes they made in Mario 35 was that those 1-ups were always accessible. So I just grew accustomed to them just being there. That was awful. I lost the star, and then I KO'd myself with that shell. They also changed the physics in that game so that Mario does a high bounce when he jumps off of an enemy. And it always feels awkward to me not having that. Well, I got lucky there. I mean, it almost sounds like a completely different song with all the slowdown. Hey, cows, welcome in. to have you back, my friend. Thank you for being here with us tonight, and thank you for the resub, cows. Thank you for the 26 months. That's almost a year. I hope you managed to have some fun while you were away. I know, at least I believe you were traveling for work rather than pleasure, but when I told Jelly, I said cows shared a picture of her plane in the Discord, and Jelly thought that I meant that you own your own plane. Houston's always a nice city, even when it's for work. So, it wasn't as terrible as it could have been. Right on. That's my former neck of the woods is Houston. I don't think I knew that's where you were traveling to. I was there for like 7 years. Too hot for me. It's a miracle I survived. It's a miracle I survived all that heat. Jet setter. Not even a toy one, cow says. Why that backward jump? Houston has Torchy's Tacos, Budafinger says. I don't think I've ever heard that place, but that shouldn't be that surprising. I don't get out all that often. This is going very badly now. Oh my goodness. Gee, did anything good on this trip? Fingers asked, to which Cow says, I'm sorry to disappoint, I'm not much of a foodie. This is, okay. I feel down with the Frownie Townites. With that boring Louisiana hot sauce on everything. Hang on. That everyone buys on my tilapia. I don't remember buying it though, so I wonder how it got in the house. Oh, I like that Louisiana hot sauce. That's like my go-to if I need a bottle of just like common grocery store hot sauce. I like that better than like, you know, Tabasco or Frank's or any of the other ones that you see. Tabasco is so tank, Fuzzy Boots says. I'm utterly disappointed, Buddhafinger says. Bit of excitement leaving Houston. We got delayed. There's a random guy driving around on the runway and it grounded all flights for a bit. I thought you were supposed to come back with those kind of stories when you made trips to Florida. You like Red Hot? That's the one I actually buy. Yeah, I mean, they're all kind of the same. But my preference among those is the Louisiana brand one. No! We might not complete this second loop. That would be the worst. Oh, this is all this work and it's doomed. Oh, I got you. I got you, Buddha Fingers. I might not have read that or responded properly. My mind's in a couple different places at the moment.
I think Tabasco is the brand my mom would always buy. The only thing that she, I think the only thing she ever used it for was as an ingredient in spaghetti sauce. Neither of my parents really like particularly spicy foods. Spaghetti sauce with a little bite, yeah, just a little. You know, my spaghetti sauce would make you can bring tears to your eye from across the room. It's so spicy. My dad puts the Chipotle Tabasco on pretty much everything. Cow says. You've only, Fuzzy Boots has only tried the, original Tabasco and the green one out of their current line. Yeah, I don't think I've had any of them except the original. I might have had one if they have one that's supposed to be like original but just a little hotter, like not a different pepper though. I might have had that at some point, but it would have been a long time ago. The Louisiana brand does that, where they have a hotter version of their base sauce that's like, again, it's like not a different pepper or anything, but it's just the exact same thing, just turned up a little bit. I missed that. Utterly disappointed, Dynamite said. I was gonna stick around, but something has just come up. I don't know why, but in this, like, late portion of the game here, I'm doing a lot of accidental inputs. I'm doing a lot of accidental ups on the D-pad, and up on the D-pad is jump, so, like, that's a really bad mistake to make. It's getting me into a whole lot of trouble here. Last world, 4 lives. I don't know. Normally I'd feel kind of confident, but the way things have been going...
pretty scared. You've got this. Thank you for the vote of confidence, Gals. You'll be okay. Most of us know World 8 better than most of the worlds. Hey, thank you, Zergling. Thank you, Beer and Mets. I have a friend that insists on putting Tabasco in omelets, Baron says. I just made the eggs taste rubbery to me. I like a little bit of hot sauce if I make a scrambled eggs. Then I'll and by a little bit of hot sauce I mean a lot of hot sauce. I'll put hot sauce on my scrambled eggs. Which might make the eggs kind of rubbery. I wouldn't really notice, because when I do scrambled eggs, I tend to give them a really hard scramble. So they come out as what most people would probably consider rubbery anyway. Bogus. Completely bogus. I think there's a mushroom in one of these boxes. Yeah. Thank goodness. Get me out of here. Dynamite says Tabasco sauce is what people used in 1955 before we had free market choices. Baron says, I'm all about fresh ground black and white pepper myself, 3 or 4 kinds of cheese, chopped up ham or sausage, and heavy cream instead of milk. I'm always too scared to combine cheese with my eggs. I haven't been able to make that leap. How I really like to do my eggs, though, is to do a really easy sunny side up, fried fry them in a thick layer of hot oil into a really easy sunny side up, and eat them over toast. Well, I actually don't have to push up to jump dynamite. The way it's programmed, I would, if I were using a joystick. But because I'm using a gamepad, I actually have it mapped so this button down here reads as up on the D-pad as well. I've got it duplicated across the controller. So I've got up in the normal place for me. If I were playing with a joystick, I would have to use up on the joystick to jump, though. But it will jump if I hit up on the D-pad still. Which is very very inconvenient. This is it. Don't get scared now, Zerglink says. Oil with eggs, not butter or lard. Yeah, I mean, butter or lard are fine. I mean, I'm not eating the oil, except for whatever sticks to the eggs. But no, if I were gonna have them, if I were making them to have over toast, then yeah, I would probably use butter. But I have them more often to have over rice with a stir fry, and for that I'm always using oil. I typically use a little bit of peanut and a little bit of sesame oil. Victory! We did it! Both quests. The text is the same. I guess it's the same on the NES too, where it says we present you with a new quest. But hey, we did it. Thank you for the GGs. That took a while. That took a while to do both loops of that. I'm surprised how long it's taken. Hey, Disco Bear, welcome in. Just in time for the victory. Crispy edges on fried eggs are great on rice. Oh yeah. Imagine if it were spiny shells for the next world. That would be nice. It doesn't do that, right? I better check. No. I don't think I'd ever actually checked. Thank you for the trophies, cows. Thank you, thank you. Alright, that's Mario Brothers on the Commodore 64. We've been through the whole game now. They included it all, and it's all pretty good. It's, the lag is pretty horrific, but if you can live with, like, a boatload of lag, then you can have fun with this game. Now introducing buzzier beetles. Be nice if they turned all the Goombas into bloopers. That'd be a nice third quest. Definitely better than the official home computer version on the PC-88. I can't say I've taken a look at that. Thank you for the GGs as well, Sir Rack of Lamb and Baron and Disco Bear. Alright, I'm gonna step away briefly, my friends. I'm gonna take a very short BRB, and we'll switch games when I come back. We'll take an attempt or two at Ghostbusters, and see if I can get any closer to clearing that game. Thank you for coming along on the super slow motion Mario adventure with me. And if you'd like to hang around, I'll be back with you in a couple minutes.